Andy, good evening, brother. How you doing? What's good? What's good? Harry, good evening. I've been having nightmares about Imperial Knight matchup. We need Lance, man. Lance, +1 to wound. Chaplains. You need it all. Knights can be quite a hard match, to be honest. I was watching a bit of the Q&A that they did. Did any of you guys watch the Q&A that they did on the new stuff? I'm trying to think what they called it. I think they just called it like a Q&A stream, to be honest with you. I just finished doing my... do you know what? I didn't mind building these dreadnoughts at all. I felt like they came together pretty quick compared to some of the other stuff you have to build, right? Evening, Eternal Crusader. How are you? If you have World Eaters in your meta, be ready to see loads of Terminators. Is that because they're giving them the ability to hit on 2s, or is there another reason to fear the World Eater Terminators? Andrew does have a World Eaters army, so probably we'll see some World Eaters at the start of 11th edition. That's okay. I'm kind of getting sick of having to play Andrew on his Necrons, because I feel like Necrons are just such a counter to Blood Angels at the moment, I guess. I don't really enjoy playing against double Catan, Silent King, -1 damage across the whole army, it feels like, right? Like, it's not really fun to play against that. But I mean, I understand why he takes it, because it's really, really strong, right? Running 15 Sangry Guard, 2 Gladiators and Vindicator. Yeah, that should do okay against Knights. I mean, Knights typically don't do that well against, like, I was going to say, the high AP of Sangry Guard, but you're running Spears. So it's like, it's medium AP, I guess. Terminators get +1 to wound, weapon skill, and extra blessing stacked on top of your army. Well, that's good, because I feel like World Eater Terminators were not getting any play. I mean, I saw them a couple of times in 10th edition, but nothing meaningful. I like it when units that were not powerful last edition get buffed in the new edition. Hello, Wolf Tom. Like, I actually kind of hate it when they just leave units to languish. That'd be the right word? Languish in mediocrity for like years on end, and then the unit just basically fades out completely. Like, I don't think that's really good for the game. I think that's also really bad for like players that only have limited budgets, right? Like, I've been collecting like 20 years now, longer. So if I can't afford to buy a new model, it doesn't really hurt me. all that much. Whereas like a new player that maybe only has a handful of models, if some of their models are just like left with pretty shitty rules and mediocrity, that could be a real, that could be, well, it could feel really bad, I suppose, or just generally not be a good experience. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, my plan at the moment is to finish this Ballistus Dreadnought ASAP, just so he's finished. He's the only Ballistus Dreadnought that I own that's even close to finished. And then I'm going to try and pick something else and try and maybe get something else finished before 11th edition, because I feel like I've been slacking. So finishing up some models feels like the right call for me right now. I was going to jump on and do the Blade Guard. I think I said that a couple of weeks ago, like, because obviously I've been playing 12 Blade Guard, and I kind of like it, and I'm kind of hoping it will be good in the new edition. So maybe the call after this will be to go back to the Blade Guard. I could see myself doing that. But I figured, like, I've got a couple of half-finished vehicles, like this one, for example. Probably be a good idea to just get it finished off, right? I think if you're ever struggling with painting, like, you know, some people struggle with motivation. I try to not really let motivation decide if I'm going to paint or not. I just paint anyway. But if you're struggling to get unit, you know, if you're struggling and you feel like you're not making progress, I suppose a good trick would be to jump onto a unit that you know you can get finished in a reasonable amount of time, and then you can take the win. You know, like, you finished a unit, that's a win, and use that to push on to the next project or the next unit. Should I switch to swords? I was running 6-man with Dante with a charge with Lance. I mean, I think if you're playing against knights, having a unit with swords is not the worst idea in the world, because they don't really deal with AP3 all that well. I mean, the problem with swords is you're going to have to spend your red rampage stratagem on them. So it's like, they're going to possibly be better, but you're also going to have to spend CP on them every turn. So I think you have to weigh that into, like, do you have another unit that needs red rampage? You know, if you've got Blade Guard in there, they kind of need red rampage. If you do have another unit that needs red rampage, then I feel like spears are the right way to go on the Sangry Guard. Got a lot of little cables and joints here that I'm just going to try and lay down some base colours on tonight, and then maybe next time I come and stream I'll start the edge highlighting for this guy. I have to move my chair though, because I feel like I'm leaning forward to see this, and it's going to hurt my back if I sit here for 2 hours like this. So is it true Tactical Marines are going away? I don't think, well, I haven't watched the full Q&A stuff. I was watching the Q&A this morning, and then I realised like halfway through it was completely pre-recorded, right? I thought it was like a live Q&A they were doing. No, they must have pre-recorded it. It wasn't live. They just, I guess they just put it out like they put it out as if it was live, but it wasn't live. So as far as I got through it, I watched maybe the first 20 minutes of it. I need to watch the rest. I don't believe they mentioned tactical squads. Yeah, the Sangri Priest is a great leader for the Blade Guard. I'd 100% do that. But then, yeah, if you lead the Blade Guard with a Sangre Priest and you're fighting against knights, you will 100% need Red Rampage on the Blade Guard. But I think the Sangre Priest is probably my new favourite leader for the Blade Guard. I think he just makes them like so much more survivable. I know on paper it's only like, what, 33% more survivable, but it feels like more. I guess just because you've got both the invuln and you've got the 5-up Feel No Pain. I've been really impressed with the Blade Guard plus the Priest. I may continue to run 2 squads of them, 2 Impulsors as well. It's pretty good. I guess we'll see what the points cost shake out for the new edition too, right? If you guys get 2 seconds tonight, a cheeky like on the stream would be super appreciated. It's been a super slow month for the channel just because I guess it's everybody's watching all the rumor content, everybody's looking for the new stuff, and that's not what my channel is really about. My channel's about like how to be better at Blood Angels. Well, we don't know all the rules because they haven't announced them all yet, so it's been a tough month for me. So if you could leave a like on any video, this one or another one, I would super appreciate it. I think next month, once we get the new rulebook and everybody's interested in the best combos and stuff, everything will return to normal. But right now, I guess I'm hurting for views, I'm hurting for likes, so anything, if you get 2 seconds, help me out, appreciate it. It's been ages since I actually painted a Redemptor to completion. I'm having to try and remember some of the colours that I did. I'm kind of winging it a little bit as well, I suppose. A little bit of Brass Scorpion here, a little bit of Brass Scorpion there, it feels like. I think I did these big ball joints with Brass Scorpion on my other Death Company Dreadnought.
Burn, heretic!
Hey Randy, thank you so much for becoming a member. I certainly do appreciate it. You know we have a members only Discord, right? !Discord in chat. Get yourself over to our members only Discord. It's going to be the place to be with the new edition coming out, because I feel like there's going to be so many questions about rules. So yeah, get yourself into the members only Discord room. That's going to be where it's going to be, like, that's going to be where you want to be for the new edition coming out, for sure. Do I magnetize any bits on the Dreadnought? I mean, the guns and arms on this one don't need magnetized, dude. You just slot them in and rotate them, right? Swap them out if you want to swap them out. I have magnetized Dreadnought arms before. Rapillion, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I mean I've done it before, but this one doesn't really need, I guess. I mean, I was going to say, it usually takes me hours to magnetize Dreadnoughts, so the fact this one doesn't need, I feel like it's a win. I feel like I'll take the win. But yeah, I mean, anytime you're buying an expensive model, if you don't want to get stung again, have to buy it for a second time round, yeah, it is a good idea to magnetize. You didn't catch the fact it was a ballistus? All right, yeah. Well, I'm painting the ballistus in Death Company colors, so you're allowed to make a mistake and realize it's not a ballistus. I already painted a Redemptor Dreadnought in Death Company colors. Because once I'd already done 2 Redemptors, I didn't want to do a third one in red, basically. Like, it's not that I find it a bit boring, but like painting 3 Dreadnoughts the exact same color scheme. Yeah, maybe it is a little, like, you know, maybe I'm a little bit bored of doing this. I just didn't want to do a third red Redemptor Dreadnought, so I painted one black. And then I went to a tournament with my black Redemptor Dreadnought, and in like one of the early games, my opponent was like, "Oh, cool! Death Company Redemptor Dreadnought. I haven't seen that before. What does it do?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, it does nothing. I just painted my Death Company because I already had 2 that were painted red." And he was like, "Oh, okay, cool. No worries." But yeah, my hope for tonight is to get this Dreadnought far enough forward where the next session is just getting onto edge highlighting, right? Like, let me see if I can get all the crappy, well, not crappy, but all the base colors mapped in, everything like that. So it would be like onto edge highlighting and then washing. Randy says, "You're the first channel I've joined before. I've been watching since I started playing, so I'm happy to join." Well, welcome, Randy. Thank you so much for joining. I certainly appreciate it. You joined right at the right time, because 11th edition is literally out within a month. Good time to start the game, I guess, a couple of months before 11th edition. User PH5DM3WT71, interesting username, says, "I got hold of 63rd edition Marines on eBay and it took me over a month to strip them. I'm going to restore them." Oh, dude, I still have my 2nd edition Marines to get round to stripping. My, you know, the tactical Marines that came in the box set. I think I gave 1 squad away to a channel member just because I was like, I'm probably never going to do 2 squads of tactical Marines. But I've got 1 squad of tactical Marines that have sat there for like 20 years needing stripped. Wolf Tom 2 says, "Inspired by one of your games, I bought a Predator to make a Destructor. Just painted the inside, including the instrument panel, to force myself out of a rut." Dude, that's determination, painting the inside of a tank. I don't think I've ever done that. My friend Tony doesn't paint the bottom of the tank. And the reason he says that he doesn't paint the bottom is because nobody looks at the bottom and he wants to be efficient with his time. And I used to make fun of him, because it's like, "Oh, dude, you've got to paint the bottom of the tank." Oh, shit. But then,
Heretic.
Hey, burn Heretic. Who's that? Alternus SG, dude, thank you so much. Company champion nonetheless. Welcome to the channel. ! Discord, get yourself in the members only room. Thanks for becoming a member. Dude, it's been, I really do appreciate it. It's been such a slow month for me, so thank you for the new members. I appreciate it. Tony says, "Greetings from Slovakia. I'm now gluing a Gladiator Lancer. I've been playing Blood Angels for 1 year." Well, you know, I hope you've had a good year. I hope you're going to be here for many more years, because I ain't going anywhere. My channel turned 6 in August. My first video came out right after 9th edition started. I was getting my ass handed to me in 8th edition. Like, I think in 8th edition I was getting beaten a lot by Andrew. If you've seen Andrew on my stream, he plays like the stupid metalists. Andrew is essentially a pay-to-win player. When a new army comes out and it's really, really strong, Andrew just buys the army, slaps a paint job on it inside a month, and just goes to tournaments. I mean, he's been doing that with Necrons, right? He literally bought he probably bought 3,000 points of Necrons I suppose he like sprayed them all silver and then washed them all and then like put a tiny bit of green onto them all. He did that in like a month, and then he's been playing Necrons for the last month. So yeah, Andrew's a pay-to-win player. Because Warhammer, in a weird way, can be a bit pay-to-win. You know, Necrons had a 70% win rate there, so if you just buy a Necron army and play the 70% win rate army, yeah, you can have a bit... So in 8th edition, I was just getting my ass kicked over and over and over by Andrew. And I was like, oh my god, like, do I just suck at playing Warhammer? And then I sort of figured out that, alright, every list Andrew's playing is some bonkers broken thing that he's copied from online. If you copy a list online, they call it net listing. So you're just copying a list from the net. So he was basically net listing and beating me every week. And then when 9th edition rolled around, I started learning, I suppose, how to play better. And started beating him. And then I started to make the channel to try and share some of my knowledge after getting my ass kicked for pretty much the entirety of 8th edition. But it was pretty I was going to say overwhelming. It was pretty demoralizing, I would say. When just losing game after game after game in 8th edition. So my channel was to hopefully mean that nobody else would get demoralized as bad as I had been demoralized. I've been building Blood Angels for the past year, thanks to you. I have about 5,000 points, says Night Joan. Yeah, cool, dude. It amazes me how many people actually start Blood Angels or talk about doing Blood Angels because of me. I'm very humbled by that. Thank you. That's why I think that every time we get a new codex, I feel like Games Workshop should talk to me. You should ask me what I think about the codex, because I think that new rule of like taking 4 mortal wounds on the Death Company to get a D6 advance, I'm like, that sounds like a horrible rule. That sounds like a rule I will never use. What do you think, chat? Does anyone like the idea of taking 4 mortal wounds on your Death Company to get advance and charge? And you've got to roll the advance. It's not a flat 6. You roll your advance. That sounds insane to me, right? I don't think I'd ever do that. A couple of 2nd edition push Marines mixed into multiple paint jobs, layered over some were Blood Angels to Dark Angels, then Ultramarines. Oh, that's the best, dude, when you get... When the Marine has had like 4 chapters painted on top of them, and now you have to strip them. That's always fun. I remember on the 3 Grots a few months back talking about just spending 5-10 minutes painting a night or so really helps. I managed about 1 hour, just finished a few remaining units, says Jackie B. Yeah, do you know, Jackie B, these last couple of years I've got into a real fitness kick. So I go to the gym like 3 times a week, and like some nights I also go Sunday mornings. And some Sunday mornings, I just am not in the mood at all. There was a morning in like February where I just was not in the mood to go to the gym at all. The weather was horrible. It's like, you know, like the sideways rain, so the rain's like in your face. So I'd have to walk to the gym in this horrible, horrible weather. But I was just like, the second I stepped out my front door, I regretted it because the weather was that horrible. But like once I got to the gym and just started doing it, before I know it, had a great workout, you know, the day went well, whatever you want to call it. So you're 100% right. Like even if you don't want to do your painting, or you're struggling with the motivation to do the painting, if you're just like, well, I'm just going to do a little bit and see where things go. And I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like when I go to the gym, like if I'm really not feeling it, I'm like, well, I'm going to go do a couple of sets and see how things go. Once you get into it, you start enjoying it, and then before you know it, like, you know, before I know it, I've been at the gym for 90 minutes and I've knocked out one of my best ever workouts. So yeah, it's kind of why I paint on my stream. Like if I'm sitting at home on Saturday night, you'll pretty much always find me on here streaming for like 2 hours just painting, because it's a good way for me to just, like, you know, no excuses. Doesn't matter if I'm tired. Doesn't matter if I don't want to paint. It's a horrible rule, says Tony. Yeah, I think it's horrible, man. The Death Company rule just makes no sense. So yeah, I always like, you know, what are they, sun, rain, or snow, you know, like, it's like I'm always going to show up and do a bit of painting. If, you know, it's different if, like, I was going to say, it's different if I'm, like, on holiday or out of town or something, you know, like, if it's not easy for me to show up. But if I'm sitting at home and the kids are in sleep, or the kids are sort of settled, I'm always going to try and show up and do some painting on a Saturday night. How fun are Blood Angels to play in terms of speed and fun factor? I think we're one of the fastest armies, bar maybe Eldar. I mean, we're the fastest Space Marines, I would have thought. How fun are we to play? I think we're pretty fun. I mean, we're pretty tactical. You're probably not going to find Blood Angels like a quote-unquote easy army, right? Like, there's definitely a skill cap with Blood Angels. Like, you'll need to practice. But yeah, they're a fun list. They're a rewarding army to play. The times that I've won tournaments with Blood Angels, it's definitely felt like, as much as my army has been good, there's definitely a degree of player skill there as well, right? Or at least I feel there's player skill. Some people might tell you I don't have any skill, but I try. The current Death Company detachment gives bonus to Death Company units below starting strength. Something like that paired with the Mortals for advance might work. Yeah, you know, it might work, Wolf, but it just feels like that's a lot of Mortals. Like, potentially 40% of the unit dying. Sadly, no sign of the Imperial Agents army rule. They did say in the Q&A stream that they were doing Highland Phoenix that Imperial Agents would still be an army. They just didn't say much else about them. I need to watch the second half of the Q&A. I watched the first half, but it annoyed me a little bit when I realised that the Q&A was pre-recorded, right? Because it was like, so what's the point in having a live chat if they're not going to take any questions from the live chat, right? Because there was a bunch of good questions in the live chat. I mean, I guess they could write them down for the next Q&A. 11th edition rules sound good so far. The Blood Angels rules are not good so far. I'm still concerned. I'm not sure who is in charge of Blood Angels rules, but I would question it. Losing your army buffs to get... Sorry, losing models to gain your army buffs just feels bad. Yeah, I question a little bit. I feel like I feel like I question them on Blood Angels, and I'm probably pretty harsh when I... You know, when, like, I think, so they've got this new Warhammer 40,000 YouTube channel, right? Because they never had that before. Where, like, they're obviously posting 11th edition content. Are you okay, Annabella? Hold on, my daughter's making a weird noise. Yeah, they've got this new Warhammer channel where they're like posting videos and stuff, and I'm probably pretty harsh when I comment on things. I'm just honest, man. I feel like if a rule sucks, I'm just gonna tell you it sucks. Or if I think it sucks, I'm gonna tell you I think it sucks.
Eat bolt gun!
Hey, eat bolt gun. Do you still have the bet on to see if I could buy the Cog Fort or not? Dude, I'm so surprised you have not already bought the Cog Fort. Thank you so much for the $4.99. Because you buy everything that looks cool, Alternus. Like, we were talking about that new StarCraft game a little bit, the tabletop game, and like me and Alternus were talking about it a few times, and we're like, it looks pretty cool. You know, are we going to invest in the StarCraft game? And then like, it was just like, okay, we've taken the plunge, we've got the StarCraft game, and then, to be honest, when they emailed the Kickstarter and said, it's your last chance to buy the StarCraft game, I was like, all right, okay, fine. I did sell I sold 2 whole armies. The Cog Fort is $210. Well, it's $125 in the UK, and I bet you on Element Games, it's 100. Let's have a look. Where is it? Is it part of? Yeah, look, it's 100. It's $100 UK, because Element give you 20% off. No, that's not. Oh yeah, that is 20. I was thinking that's 25. No, that's 20% off. But it's out. I don't know how many minutes has it been played.
It's like already out.
Your tablet's already out of time. Well, that has been 49 minutes. Do you need more time?
I literally just stopped the blue game. I was playing for 5 seconds and then I moved on.
Well, I don't believe you were playing it for 5 seconds. But listen, right? Listen, you promised that you will not fight with your brother tomorrow.
Okay.
How? Really? Because you told me today there would not be a lot of fighting, but there was.
Okay, I promise this time, okay? For real.
For real?
Okay.
Hey, go get me a tablet then. She will definitely fight with her brother tomorrow. You watch. Such a sucker, man. I mean, I would buy a Cog Fort, right? If anyone's not aware of what the Cog Fort is, I guess you didn't watch the reveal stream, right? But the Cog Fort is essentially a knight for Age of Sigmar. It's a walking fortress. It's a knight. Like, it's just a knight for. I mean, it looks friggin' cool as, and it went on pre-order today. Is it actually, how much is it on? Well, I think I looked at it, right? It's 125 on the official site. It's probably out of stock. Is it out of stock? Oh yeah, it's 200. This is showing the US price. Oof. Right, give me a tablet. Right. So, what's going to be the punishment when you fight with Michael tomorrow?
Same thing that happened last time. My tablet goes up.
Your tablet's going to go up. Okay.
I think I'll manage.
You'll manage a whole day without fighting with your brother?
Yeah.
Really? Promise?
Yeah, I'll listen to my key's ideas in a game.
Okay. Right, listen. Half an hour more. When it ends, put on your story and go to sleep, okay? I mean, it's cool, man. I wonder, I bet you someone's going to do a sick 40k conversion. It's one of the coolest things that we've seen, right? It's about $50 less than the starter. Well, they said, I think they basically confirmed yesterday the price for the new box set, right? Because they said it's going to cost more than Leviathan, but less than Saturnine. I think Leviathan was 125, and I think Saturnine was like 180. So I think it's gonna. They basically confirmed. I think it's gonna be 150 for. It's gonna be 150 for the 11th edition box set, and obviously, they said as well in the Q&A that the models in the box set will be push fit models. but they're designed to work with the kits that will come later that actually have options. So like when I heard that, I'm thinking to myself, oh cool, so the Vanguard veterans are going to have options, are they? Like maybe the sergeant's going to have the option to take a storm shield, or maybe a thunderhammer. But then I was thinking to myself afterwards, I was like, as cool as that might be, it might also have the bullshit requirement, or it's not requirements, is it? It might also have that sort of bullshit Primaris thing that we get, where we get like one whole infernal pistol in the squad. So like the Vanguard veteran sergeant will be able to take a better pistol or a slightly better sword or something, you know. It's like, it's not, I feel like it's not going to be meaningful. I feel like I want it to be meaningful. Should make a mason orator. Yeah. She's very good at not promising to behave, really. It's a first draft night. What do you mean by that? Like, oh right, like you mean like just because it's like medieval? If I collected knights, I feel like I would make a conversion out of that. I think it's pretty cool. I play Sigmar in AOS. Cog forts look great but expensive. I mean, dude, here's the thing. The whole world has got expensive, right? Like even you go into supermarkets now and ketchup's expensive. Everything's expensive. So I feel like the Warhammer models comparatively are not that bad, but maybe I'm being nice. But Alternus, thanks so much for the 5. I appreciate it. You could have bought a cog fort, but instead you became a channel member. I think that's the correct choice. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really in two minds about the 11th edition box set, just because I don't think I'm going to get enough value out of them. Like, I'm going to buy it because I'm going to need the rulebook, I'm going to need the cards, I'm probably going to feel the land speeder at some point. I'm going to trade the orc half with an orc player, so technically I'll get 2 land speeders. I'll get 10 Vanguard veterans. The guy with the giant banner is kind of cool. I hope ancients become more useful than they were this edition, because ancients certainly don't feel that impactful this edition. Hello Corky, good evening. Whohammer, hey man, how's it going? I got 20 player RTT coming up next week. Taking lag, wish me luck. Good luck, man. That'll be like next week. You gotta go out on 10th edition as a high, man. You're basically playing a tournament about a week before they announce the new edition, or a week before the new edition goes on sale. So it's your last hurrah. I would say take something crazy. I think my last 2 tournaments, I've taken a Storm Raven and I've taken a Land Raider Redeemer. So I've gone as crazy as you possibly can go to finish out the edition, I feel like. I don't think I could have gone any crazier. Could I? How do you know I didn't get the cog fort and became a channel member? Well, did you get the cog fort? I honestly wouldn't blame you, man. I think it's cool. On that reveal stream, the night that they revealed 10th edition Warhammer, the cog fort was more exciting than what they revealed. Like, because for 40k, all we saw was like an intercessor and an orc boy. You know, like that was such an anticlimactical reveal stream. I never stay up for reveal streams. I always, because they're all like, well, that one I think it started at like 2 AM or something. So I had to put my kids to bed and then go straight to sleep and then try and wake up at like midnight So I usually don't bother with the reveal streams because, you know, it messes me up the following day at work. The one time I actually stayed up till whatever it was, 3 a.m. watching the reveal stream, they revealed a fucking intercessor. I'm like, Jesus, come on. I stayed up for this. I am of the opinion that, like, from now until the end of time, I don't think I will ever need another intercessor, right? Because, like, if we go back a few editions, I got like 20 intercessors. I got 9th edition. That's when the Primaris were released, right? Dark Imperium. Or was it... Hold on, it was 8th edition was Dark Imperium, because 9th edition was Indomitus, 10th edition was Leviathan, yeah. So, like, 8th edition Dark Imperium. I got like 20 intercessors. Alright, cool. Then it was like... Let me think. The Blood Angels Combat Patrol had intercessors in. I feel like one of the other boxes, was it Indomitus, had intercessors in. This new box has intercessors in. I think I actually want to go and look through my pile of shame and put a bunch of intercessors on eBay, because I think I must have like 50 assault intercessors on sprues. Like, I don't know why I would ever need anywhere near that many assault intercessors. Yeah, some of them have jump packs or whatnot, so maybe it's like 10 on foot and maybe it's like 20 on foot and 20 with jump packs. Maybe 50 is an exaggeration. I'm an exaggerator. But still, I've got so many of them, and we're gonna get 10 more in the new box set, or is it gonna be 20 more? Because I'm gonna get the new box set twice because I'm trading my orcs for another set of Marines. So yeah, I think I must be sitting on like 50 intercessors, all on sprues. There's no point even making them. I'm going to sell them on eBay. I'll use them to put some money towards my kid's next holiday or something. Since Vanguard veterans, guys, are in the ground, you can use them as Vanguard veterans. Well, yeah, I mean, but I'm going to get 10 Vanguard veterans as well. And here's the thing, I already have 30 magnetized Vanguard veterans. The problem, I suppose, is my magnetized Vanguard veterans all have their own weapon options. They have lightning claws, they have storm shields, they have thunder hammers, they have chain swords. I suppose, because they are magnetized, I could just do a bunch of arms and just replace them all with power swords. Hammer's list is 15 Death Company, 12 Sanguinary Guard, Mephisto Lamartas, Astrath, Jump Pack Intercessors, Salt Intercessors, Vindicators, and Cursors and Infiltrators. Well, it sounds like a pretty good list, man. Sounds like you've got most of the meta things, the choices in there. What's holding you back? I don't mean in terms of like what's holding you back in terms of the list. What's holding you back in terms of getting a top finish in previous events? How many top finishes have you had, or what does that look like, Hammer? I also have fun with every army getting Battle Shock World Eaters, and I think Death Guard got the -1 Battle Shock test rule. Yeah, I don't know all the ins and outs of Battle Shock and stuff like that quite yet for the new edition. I guess I'll cover it all as soon as we get those rules and they're discussed, or I plan on doing some sort of live stream with the new rulebook when it comes out. Would Blood Angels or Dark Angels be more fun to play? Well, Dark Angels are durable. Yeah, I would say they're durable, but their army works quite a bit differently. Because you've got the Raven Wing, and then you've got the Death Wing. So the Death Wing are slow and durable, the Raven Wing are fast and shooty, I guess. And I mean, the thing about Dark Angels is you can put both in an army. They do have some good characters, the Dark Angels. Fun to play is quite a subjective term, though, right? Like, it's hard for me to say this army is going to be more fun to play than another army. If you're not... Annabella, if you're going to be sitting through there, can you please have a drink of water rather than clearing your throat every 2 seconds? Thank you. Yeah, I feel fun to play is very subjective. I was going to say, what I would try and do actually is find someone that has those armies and ask them if you can borrow the army for a game. Right? Like, play one game with the army and then decide if you think it's fun. Because I don't know if someone just telling you something is fun is gonna... You know, like, I prefer playing armies that do a lot of melee damage. That's just me. I've always played melee armies. I like them more than shooting armies. So I find if I play shooting army for any length of time, I don't find it boring, but I feel like I definitely prefer a melee-based army, right? So that's the sort of distinction that I would make there. Blood Angels are a melee-based army, so 90% of your damage in most games needs to come from your fast-moving jump pack units that jump in and do damage. Those units also are not typically that durable, so they will get picked off if you don't play them well. So you have to decide if you feel like you've got the skill to do that and the wit to do that. And if you do, then it's a very rewarding army. I usually come top 4 at my local. I'm travelling back to England for this next one. Last RTT I won, you actually put out a video. The Sanguinary Priest at the end of last year under my personal account, Seal Pilled. Oh, okay, dude. Alright, hold on a second. Just gonna... Charlie, have you got a minute? Are you busy? Would you just get some Calpol for Annabella? She just sat in a room clearing her throat constantly. It's driving me wild. Thank you.
Like a full dose or the half?
I think a half. I mean, she seems fine. She just keeps clearing her throat. I think if you guys could hear that, but it's just, my daughter is just clearing her throat over and over. It's like, It's driving me insane. My microphone in this room is quite directional though, so or you probably don't hear it. You can't hear it, okay, good. Yeah, this guy's coming on, man. I think he's going to look cool. Man, I do like the new Dreadnoughts. I must admit, like, I really like their look. I know everybody loved the box knots, but I mean, the box knots were just a little... They feel a little bit small these days, don't they? Yeah, I'm excited to get the new rules and to build some new lists, and I'm really hoping that the detachments are like, I don't want to just say better. I think more flexible is what I'm looking for, right? Like I feel like list building was a little bit stale in 10th edition, right? Like I think they simplified it a tad too much. I know what they were going for, but like we are at a point where like there's only so many ways you can build Blood Angels in 10th edition. I suppose that's probably true of every army though, right? Like every army just has the best builds, but I feel like the lists were more granular last edition. Box knots are still awesome. Unfortunately, Blood Angels don't have access to any box knot. Well, I suppose we've got access to the generic, really, really crappy over-pointed one that I imagine nobody uses. Is she okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Oh, cool. Okay. She's got a scratchy throat. All right. Cool. Thank you, love. How was your walk? How was your walk? Cool. Have I interest in 4th edition Oldhammer? You mean like buying the old models, or you mean playing the old game? I likely still have the rules for the old game. I definitely have the old codex kicking around because I've featured it on some of the videos. I really hope we get at least 1 or 2 characters with damage 3 in the new edition. See, if we don't, I think we should protest. We should make signs. We should go to Warhammer World and protest. Because the fact that we're a melee army and none of our characters do 3 damage is ridiculous. In 9th edition, Astrath could do 4 damage a swing. In 8th edition, we had the Smash Captain, 4 damage a swing. In fact, I think the 8th edition Smash Captain, if I remember correctly, could get like 14 attacks a turn or something. It was crazy. At 4 damage a swing. And I think it was AP3 Thunderhammer as well. 4 damage a swing. Like 14 attacks or something. Yes, it cost CP, but it was good. Is stuff in Legends not allowed at tournaments? Not always. Some tournaments allow Legends. More tournaments recently have been allowing Legends. Just because I think it's like if you think of Games Workshop as the establishment, right? Like they're the rule makers, they're the top dogs. I guess they're the establishment, right? A few tournaments have been allowing Legends, and I think almost to stick it to the establishment, because Games Workshop obviously tried to make a lot of units Legends, and a lot of people were unhappy about that. So a few tournaments were like, we're not doing this, we're going to allow Legends. So I actually, one of the bigger tournaments in my area was like, we're including Legends. I didn't actually go to that tournament, I kind of have this deal with my wife where I only go to one tournament a quarter, just because like we've got 2 young children and it's quite a lot to ask my wife to look after them for the whole weekend while I fuck off to play Warhammer. So I didn't go to that one, but I've seen some tournaments definitely recently do Legends, right? Like, the only reason I think they're doing it, like I said, is just maybe stick it to the establishment a little bit, where they're like, well, if you're gonna try and Legends our models, we're gonna include them in the tournaments. John Drow says, my friend got me into Warhammer recently and halfway through painting my first box. It's the Blood Angels Combat Patrol. Is it worth to get a second, double the Sanguinary Guard I have, or is 6 enough to start? I mean, it's worth getting more Sanguinary Guard. I was just talking earlier about the Assault Intercessors. I feel like you're gonna get a lot of Assault Intercessors because every box, every time they do like a new Blood Angels release, every time they do a Combat Patrol, over the last few years, it's felt like we've got more Assault Intercessors. I literally never run more than... I just went to a tournament where I had 10 Assault Intercessors on foot, but that's a one-off. In the last 3, 4, 5 years, I don't think I've run more than like one list. Apart from this one tournament list, none of my other tournament lists runs more than 5 Assault Intercessors. I run usually 10 Assault Intercessors with the jump packs. I have run 15, I think that's okay. But definitely Assault Intercessors on foot. They are... I feel like they have limited application, right? So I can't really see a reason to buy a second unless you're able to get jump packs and convert those 10. You know, buy some 3D printed jump packs and convert the 10. I feel like there isn't a huge reason to have more than 5 Assault Intercessors on foot. Just because you're not going to field them all that often. They're like the lowest common denominator troop. They're all right, but they're nothing special. So you're not going to be fielding them enough to justify getting 20 of them. Where are people buying their third-party jump packs from at the moment? Can people drop some links in the chat? John Drow, which country are you in? Because I know that there's a few places in America that will sell third-party jump packs. I suppose eBay is always an option. There's always bargains to be had for Warhammer on eBay, you'd be surprised as well. I feel like, I don't know why there's so many bargains on eBay, but maybe it's people like me that are sitting on like 60 Assault Intercessors and they're like, I just don't need it, Assault Intercessors, so I'll sell them for like a buck each. Like there's definitely eBay bargains for Warhammer these days. I can't remember what squad I got. I think I got a squad of infiltrators. The box for infiltrators cost like £40 new. I think I got them for like £14. Yes, they didn't have the rules, but just not the rules, the instructions. But there's websites that keep all the instructions, so you can just download the instructions online, and it's not a problem, right? I buy my jump packs from Archie's Forge. Oh yeah, Archie's Forge is a good site. I'd recommend them. I got some prints from Archie's Forge here in the UK. They came quickly. They were reasonably cheap, and they're definitely some of the highest quality prints that I've seen. You know, sometimes when you get 3D prints, they can be a little bit brittle, I would say, or maybe a little bit cheaperly made. But Archie's Forge definitely seems like a good place. I'd check them out if you're in the UK. Do I often use Inceptors? Well, they've basically said, as of like the QA that they did on Friday night, Inceptors are going to be a lot better in the new edition, right? I don't know if you missed this, but Hazardous is no longer going to just kill a model, it's going to do a mortal wound. So Inceptors are actually quite vulnerable at the moment to Hazardous because there's 6 guys and each guy is like super expensive. So when you roll a 1, it was really nasty because you lost like a 60-point model or something. So Hazardous is changing to a 1 or a 2, but you're only taking 1 mortal wound. So like, if you think about it this way, when a unit of Inceptors shoots, typically what would happen, because you're rolling 6 Hazardous rolls, in the current edition, 10th edition, you would just lose 1 model, because you would statistically roll 1/6, that's 1 dead Inceptor, right? In the new edition, you'll roll the same 6 dice. Statistically, you should roll 1/1 and 1/2, so you'll take 2 mortal wounds. So rather than a model dying, you'll just leave 1 model on 1 wound, which is way better actually, because when the enemy then shoot you, assuming they have any gun that does more than 1 damage, then they're just wasting damage as it overflows onto that dead model, right? So Inceptors are better. Inceptors are already a great unit. They're one of the few ways that we have of like blowing up 3 wound infantry, and they're hard to counter because of the 6-inch deep strike. In one of our detachments in 10th edition, you could literally lift them up and down every turn as well. So do I use Inceptors? I haven't been using them a ton, because I haven't been playing that detachment, but I've definitely used them, and that definitely makes them a lot better. So we may see more people, I was going to say speccing into Inceptors. We may see more people doing some stuff with Inceptors, I guess, for Blood Angels. Like I think this is definitely a buff for them. Because I think we've all been complaining for a while that it made no sense that their Hazardous kills a guy, whereas like the Hazardous on like another faction is much less punishing. I'm thinking about picking up 6 of them. I would put plasmas on them. I think the plasmas are, in my opinion, always better to have than the bolters. I just think they're more versatile. Excuse me. Yeah, the plasma is definitely more versatile. If you come up against an like a knight army or something like that, or a tank, an army with lots of tanks, bolters are not going to go that far. I mean, the bolters can be good, but if you're playing against other Space Marines, I guess the bolters can be good, but I just think there's too many situations where the bolters are just not good. That's why I'm a bit on the fence about these new bolter eradicators. I don't know if you noticed in the stream, they called them eliminators. I was like, oh my god, do these guys not know the difference between an eradicator and an eliminator? I like the Adam guy. He's always going on about Dark Angels. I'm thinking to myself, like, do you even play Dark Angels? Because you would know that eliminators and eradicators are different units, right? They've been making quite a few mistakes in those live streams. Because they talked about an enhancement that a jump pack captain could take, and then talked about how you could put Finest Hour on the captain. And I was like, hold on a minute. A captain with Finest Hour can't have a jump pack. I mean, if you do get the second combat patrol, give the captain and the second combat patrol a jump pack as well. Because I don't think you need two captains on foot, especially if you're getting the new edition box, because that's going to have another captain on foot as well, right? Lord Grandmaster, yo! Hey guys. They're churning them out a lot, one each day. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're making mistakes because they're churning out so much content. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I mean, it is their full-time job though, right? I feel like my videos would be better if this was my full-time job. I was going to say, we got 38 people in the live chat tonight. Nice. How many likes did we get? 25! We can get a couple more likes, surely. Colin was asking me, he said he's got a really spicy list with those new double defilers. You know, the defiler everybody's saying is really, really good. So I might end up playing Colin this week. Had a kind of half thought that I might not play again until 11th edition comes out and just focus on painting, but I might do a battle report on Wednesday night. I probably will. I mean, I guess at this point battle reports are just going to be as much for having a bit of fun as doing anything too serious, because everything's going to change a little bit. I'm really liking all this detail in your dreadnought. It's giving me the itch to pull mine out and put a couple more layers of paint on them. I think that the Redemptor dreadnoughts, the Death Company version one, like if you do a Death Company one, it's pretty cool. For list building, what makes space for the Inceptors? Sangre Guard, Jump Pack Intercessors, or something else? Play them like fire support, man. Like, Marius sent me this one. So this is a Death Company dreadnought. But this one wasn't painted by me. This was painted by Marius. And the one that I did was... This is a Redemptor dreadnought. I didn't magnetize it. I just push fitted it, essentially. I was pretty pleased with this one, actually. I mean, my paint scheme is pretty basic, I'd say. But I was overall pleased with the aesthetic of this one. Quite pleased. I think it's looks quite cool on the battlefield. I realise now, looking at it, I've not quite copied it 100%. Ah, shit happens. Maybe it would be boring if it was 100%. I could have put it next to it and copied it. I didn't. I just went with what was feeling for the day, I guess. Heavy bolters or las cannons and the destructor sponsons. I think las cannons all the time. I really don't like heavy bolters. I think they're a very underwhelming weapon these days. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think my plan on this session was to get him ready for edge highlighting. I'm very close. So I'll probably be live for like another hour, and then I think next time I next time I paint, we're gonna do that. We're gonna start on the edge highlighting. I'll probably spend 2 hours doing edge highlighting, and then I'll probably spend 2 hours cleaning up the edge highlighting, because I feel like I spend just as much time cleaning up the edge highlighting as actually doing the edge highlighting. Hello, Coggar, good evening. What army were you playing tonight, Coggar? Hammer of Averni Space Marines into Imperial Guard. How is Hammer of Averni? I thought it looked pretty cool when it first came out. I never got around to playing it though. I take it you took like 20 Terminators, did you? Since vehicles can move through specific terrain in 11th edition, do you think Ballistas may be more valuable in 11th than Lancers? I know they're the same base size, but BD is smaller. BD means what, sorry? I mean, I think Lancers are more dedicated anti-tank, I would say. Ballistices have a little bit more versatility, not much. But I mean, they'll probably do a little bit better against like the likes of elites or something like that, right? "20 Assault Terminators, 2 Vindicators, 2 Predator Annihilators, shot 2 Dorns, a Lehman Russ, and a Chimera off the board by the end of the turn 2. Okay, yeah. I mean, Vindicators are good. We don't see too many people play the Predator Annihilator, honestly, these days. It's a pity. Cool tank. I guess the Gladiator almost replaced it. Obviously not quite, if you're kicking ass with it, but... What thoughts are to bringing up tanks and a Blood Angel? I mean, I've made a whole video on the channel. It's called, like... God. If you don't, like... See, if you go onto my YouTube channel, right, and you click videos here, and there's a search box, right? I think if you search tank, probably this one, Blood Angel's Fearsome Firepower. The thumbnail is a Lancer, a Predator, and the Ballistas. Literally 3 tanks we just talked about in the live stream. But yeah, if you go into the channel, which is just youtube.com/BA_commander, or like this, and then you click videos, there's a search box there, and literally, because we're at the end of the edition, literally any video you can think of I'll have made. Because I make one video every week. Give or take, like, sure, I'm on holiday like 3 weeks a year. But we are 150 weeks into this edition. So, like, after we're like 100 weeks into the edition, I've made 100 videos. I'll have... The chances of me not making the video you need, or... That's... The chances of the video you need not being made is like slim to none. Because I do everything. I do, Sanguinary Guard with this weapon against this other unit. Like I literally do everything. That's the channel. That's what I do. So yeah, I mean, you can take any of the tanks that we just spoke about, or you could search, and you can literally watch like a more in-depth video, probably like a 20-minute video, where I'll give you... Like, I don't really tell you what's best in my videos. I try and give you all the facts, and then I try and leave it open so you can pick, right? So, it should be there. That tank busting video covers all the tanks though, so go watch that video for sure. Cook, I need you to answer the rest of my questions though. I don't know what BD means. I'd love to answer your question. I just don't know what you've shortened something. I'm trying to think in my head what it could mean, like base distance or something, but no, I can't think what it is. Hammer Van V has +1 to wound oath, double oath, and reroll 1s on oath. The oath target is just erased by predators. Upgrading to lancers feels like a downgrade. Oh, you mean by the Ballista Dreadnought? Hold on. Oh, you think because the Ballista... You mean because the Ballista Dreadnought is smaller, it can just walk into the cover better? I have no idea. I mean, I think Ballistus Dreadnoughts are going to be useful. Because if you get in cover in the new edition, you're going to be -1 to hit. So if you've got Ballistus Dreadnoughts on a 2-up save with -1 to hit, I suppose it just depends on how crazy AP is in the new edition, right? I'm a little bit worried AP is still going to be a bit too high for my liking. But I suppose we'll have to wait and see, right? I recently got into Warhammer for a friend. I picked Blood Angels, he plays Necrons. I heard Necrons are pretty tough. Got any tips? I mean, I've played so many battles on the channel recently against Necrons. They are insanely tough. Tips is... The way you beat Necrons is probably ignore the really nasty units, because you're not going to be efficient at trying to kill the really nasty units. Kill everything else. Kill all their little units that are scoring, and just try and run away and hide, and don't overcommit models into their big nasty units. Because my recent games against Necrons have been like 1 or 2 point losses, and I feel like if I just killed everything else and let the big nasty unit live, because I tried to, I spent all these resources trying to kill the big nasty unit. It lived anyway. What camera am I using to show my painting? It's my iPhone, dude. This camera here, you mean? This one here? It's my iPhone. I was going to say, if I... Yeah, look, it's my iPhone. I am a through and through Apple fanboy, I'm afraid. You know, in these Saturday night streams, I keep thinking to myself that I should, like, get a beer or something, but, like, I've been kicking ass with my calorie watching these last couple of months, so I'm not having beer because it's empty calories, I guess. Playing good old 4th back when the imbalance was plainly written in. Good luck beating Elder, Ravenwing was OP. Guard was guard, once in a blue moon Dark Elder player would spawn, never to be seen again. Yeah. The thing is, Necrons are good right now, but Necrons also had poor performance this edition, so here's the thing, everything's going to change in like a month. The Necron, all their stuff could get pointed into oblivion. So I guess we'll see. Like, I wouldn't... I've been playing against a lot of Necrons recently. I've been losing a lot. I'm not worried about it. I think within 6 months, Necrons will be balanced. At the start of the new edition, they'll try harder to balance things as well. So if anything is overpowered at the start of the edition, it'll get fixed super quick, I imagine. Don't charge the Necrosaur. Yeah, I learned that the hard way, right? Andrew's Necrons didn't do too well. Here's the thing though, Kenny. Andrew just net lists, right? I love Andrew, but he can't stick with an army for more than like 3 months. I mean, it's good for my channel that he switches armies every 3 months because it gives me varied content. But for him getting better and for him actually winning a tournament, because I think Andrew's good enough that he could actually win a tournament. I don't think he's won a solo like 30-player tournament. I think he came third one time or second one time at like a 60-player tournament, and he was running some bonkers. It was a net list again. He was running. It was like when Iron Hands were insane, and all you needed to do was take intercessors. And he was honestly running like 80 intercessors. I can't remember why the intercessors were so good. I think this was like 8th edition or something. Intercessors was just ridiculous in Iron Hands, and he had like a couple of gladiators, maybe like a couple of Leviathan dreadnoughts, and 80 intercessors. Like maybe he had like 1 tech marine. Like his list, it was just a. And I think he came third in like a 60-player tournament or something. But the second he did that, like he was like done with Iron Hands. He's like on to the next army. I was like, dude, fucking practice one army. You'd actually win an event. That was it. Yeah. He had a dreadnought that was a character that had las cannons, and you couldn't shoot the dreadnought. It was like a lone operative before lone operatives even existed or something, right? So you had like untargetable dreadnoughts with double las cannons, chaplain dreadnoughts. And I don't think I'd ever even seen a model for the chaplain dreadnought. I think it was like it's like a print from 3D printer, lone operative, double las cannon, chaplain dreadnoughts or some bonkers nonsense. Yes, so he did really well in like one tournament with it, but then like after that tournament it got nerfed, and that was him done with Iron Hands. So this is probably like his 4th event with Necrons. I imagine probably with the new edition coming, he's off to something else. The guy changes. I was going to say the guy changes army more often than I change underpants, but I do change underpants every day, so it's definitely an exaggeration. But like he does, he does change army a lot, and he does just copy lists from online a lot, right? I think he's actually been making his own lists more often now, though, because there was a while where he was just always, the second he saw like a strong army list online, that was his next list, you know. Like I think he's maybe moved away from doing that. Wasn't that also due to the bodyguard rules pre-nerf, like untargetable because a unit was. I can't remember exactly, but it was crazy. It was basically like you're just going to get shot every turn by his las cannons, and you could never return fire at it. Iron Hand. I feel like every edition Iron Hands managed to cause some sort of nerf or uproar, don't they? It's got to be expected. Well, he sells the army sometimes. What's funny with his current Necron army is he honestly sold a whole. He sold like it. I don't even know if it was that long ago. It was like he had an entire Necron army. He sold the whole thing, and then like a year later, when Necrons got good again, he bought a newer Necron army. I'm like, dude, you're fucking crazy. He had some huge flying Forge World Necron thing as well. I don't even know what it was called. It was like I don't know. It's like a gunship thing that flies. I'd never even seen one before. It looks like a bit like a flying, like a Cylon Raider from Battlestar Galactica. Like I don't even know what it was. Like I think I've never seen it on the table. Except maybe the one time Andrew played it. Why? Because it had broken rules for like a hot minute, so he had it, right? I mean, 40k is his main hobby. You're allowed to indulge in your hobby, right? Like, I have friends that probably spend more on alcohol in one evening than he does on 40k in a month, so it's all relative. I'm glad I don't really drink alcohol anymore, dude. It's so expensive now, it's ridiculous. I mean, I will drink alcohol, like Christmas Day or someone's birthday or Scotland are at the World Cup this year. I might have a beer or two when we get to the World Cup. But yeah, in general, like, my drinking is like non-existent. I'd say it's less than once a month, and when I say it's less than once a month, it's like one beer once a month. A Doom Scythe, that rings a bell. Yeah, it's a Doom Scythe. Does that even still have 40k rules, or is it Legends? I feel like it's a Doom Scythe. Or a Night Shroud Bomber. I'm gonna Google Doom Scythe. No, I think it was bigger than that. I think it was a Forge World thing. Have a beer or three if Arsenal win some. Oh, dude, I'm still worried about Arsenal winning anything. I feel like it was maybe the Doom Scythe, but I thought maybe there's a bigger Forge World version. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Could be. But yeah, I'm genuinely pretty worried about Arsenal, man. I'm a little bit annoyed that the game this week is on a Monday night, because I'd have liked to watch it tomorrow. Midweek games are just such a pain in the ass because, you know, it's school nights and the kids and stuff. Sundays are much better for me. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, speaking of Arsenal for a minute, I remember watching the Champions League final in like 2000 and whatever it was, 2006. So, I suppose that Saturday night, there might be a live stream or there might not be. Not because I'll be drunk, but because I'll be so upset if we've lost. I know I shouldn't let football scores upset me, but they do. Oh, you know, it's the Night Shroud. Okay, hold on. I must admit, I'm not really on the Forge World website. Ever since they changed it, I've not been on the Forge World website all that much anymore. The Night Shroud is $120, so I'm assuming it's that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was it. Like, I played against it one time. Andrew must have had it because it had broken overpowered rules from Forge World. Because the Forge World rules always are a little bit like, what would you call them, like, wacky, for lack of better rules, you know, or just, well, they're not really balanced, are they? Who are you fighting on Wednesday? Colin's wanting to play me on Wednesday, Harry. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna play his double Defiler list. I think that's what he's wanting to practice, or that's what he's wanting to try out anyway. I guess all the Death Guard players / all the Chaos players have gone hard on this new Defiler, because apparently it's... Well, I played against one, it seemed very good, 250 points. Good amount of shooting, pretty nasty melee. Good evening, Juan, how you doing? Putting together your Sangre Guard, good for you, man. Get them ready for the new edition. Now there we go, super chat.
Eat bolt gun!
For the BAC Beer Fund. Did you buy a cog for it then? Come on, you're keeping us all waiting. Thanks so much for the 5, dude. I appreciate it. Do you remember when $5 would have bought you 5 beers? Like at the bar, man. Because I do. I feel like I was in Tesco's not too long ago. Tesco's is just like a supermarket here in the UK. And I was looking at the craft beer in there and I was like, holy shit. Like, beerflation is a thing, man. But no, I really do appreciate the 5. Thank you. I really want to know if you bought a cog for it. Because if you did, I want to see photos of it. Because I assume you're going to convert it. You did indeed buy one? Yeah. Nice. Are you doing it for Age of Sigmar, or are you converting it into something else? Man, I have followed Age of Sigmar for a while. I like the Iokin, or is it the Deepkin? Sorry, the Iodepth Deepkin. And I bought one of the turtles. I ended up giving it away to a friend because I never got round to it. But I do still have a box of Stormcast that I'm like probably gonna move on just because I've not got round to them. But I feel like that's the coolest thing I've seen for Age of Sigmar. I'm doing it as a centerpiece. Nice. It's always fun to have a centerpiece. I quite like I feel like I'm more in, like, if we want to talk fantasy, man, I think I'm more Warhammer Fantasy than I am Age of Sigmar. And I'll tell you the reason why. The reason was that I played the online one, Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning, which was like an MMO back in, I think it was like 2006 Warhammer Online. Probably plus or minus a couple of years. But yeah, so I played Warhammer Online quite a lot, actually. I really liked it. And the expansion, the last expansion, like before that game closed, was like the Tomb Kings expansion, excuse me. And they had one of the most interesting mechanics of any like MMO that I'd seen, and I feel like I still have seen, with the Tomb Kings expansion. And the mechanic they had was like, when you were doing a dungeon, so like your standard, like, you know, go into a dungeon, kill boss, get loot. If it was in a specific area, the other faction could come in to your dungeon while you were doing it and try and steal your kills, and also try and kill you inside the dungeon, which was pretty crazy. So I think I really liked the Egyptian theming of the Tomb Kings. I'm also a big Stargate SG-1 fan, so maybe that's why I like the Egyptian stuff so much. I'm so excited they're bringing back Stargate, by the way. I saw an interview just the other day with the guy that played Teal'c, Christopher Judge. They haven't said really if any of the old school Stargate characters or people or places will be in the new show, but I feel like Stargate SG-1 was my jam, man. If you've never watched Stargate SG-1, I couldn't recommend it more. It's like my favourite TV show. I almost feel jealous that you've never watched it, because then you'll be able to watch it all the way through. So yeah, I don't know how it's not that I don't know how I feel about Age of Sigmar. I just like Warhammer Fantasy possibly more than Sigmar. I mean, I bought into Sigmar, just didn't really play it. If they brought back like official servers for Warhammer Online though, I would play that again. I think at the moment though, I kind of think Dawn of War. Do you know what? I saw a couple of videos of this week about Total War, and then next Thursday is going to be that Warhammer Skulls event, isn't it? For the video games. So we might get some information on like release dates for like Dawn of War and Total War like next Thursday, so that'll be interesting. I keep checking out Daughters of Cain for Age of Sigmar. Sometimes you just got to do it, man. That's kind of why I bought the StarCraft game, because I'm a big StarCraft player, or a big StarCraft fan. I wouldn't say I'm a big player. I used to play it. So I seen a few people talking about that new StarCraft game. I was like, oh, I'm not sure I'm going to get it. And then people just kept talking about it. Like, all right, I'm going to get the StarCraft game. Playing an MMORPG and having kids, yeah, it just doesn't work, does it? I mean, I make YouTube videos the other nights of the week as well, so I get like no time at all to play video games. But I'm gonna find time to play some Dawn of War. Don't worry about that. I'll just sleep less. That's the thing. I think I'm getting to the point in my life where I actually don't need that much sleep though. Like I'm not feeling tired. Like I feel like regardless of when I go to bed, I just don't feel tired. But I mean, I'm quite consistent with my sleep levels. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I feel like video games and being a father and playing Warhammer, something's got to give, right? But yeah, no, I'm gonna find. I will make time for Dawn of War. So yeah, I mean, I'll be checking out the reveal stream on Thursday to see what they're saying. Because I don't think they've given any sort of release date or... They keep putting out these trailers though. And it's like, well, they're constantly putting out trailers. They must know some sort of release date, I feel like. I think everybody's StarCraft order got delayed, Arturnus. Like, I think they must have had shipping problems or something. Any idea when the pre-order for the 11th edition box opens? Apparently it's was supposed to be the 30th of this month. But then there was a rumour flying around that it's been delayed a week. But yeah, so I don't think it's going to be long, like 2 weeks, maybe 3. You're probably going to have to be fast on the release date though, because I'm probably going to try and order it from Element Games, honestly. Just to save probably $30 on it. So I need to be fast on release day. Because they'll only get so much stock, right? My kids have football lessons on a Saturday morning, so it's kind of funny. Like, I'm sitting at the touchline watching my kids do their football lessons, and I'm trying to pre-order Warhammer. At least that's what I was doing last time round. The boxes FOMO. I mean, they said on the stream yesterday that all the models inside the box, for the most part, are going to get multi-part kits. So what part of the box is FOMO then, right? Like if most of the stuff's getting multi-part kits, then it's not really that much FOMO, is it? Or isn't it? I'm confused. I mean, I think Games Workshop's prices have actually gone up reasonably okay relatively to everything else that's gone up. You know, like if you go look in your supermarket, some stuff in your supermarket has just gone up bonkers amounts. Warhammer hasn't been, like, relatively speaking, I feel like it's been okay. Even, I mean, over here we've got gasoline, or petrol, whatever you want to call it, diesel. It's gone up in, you know, like... I feel like overall Warhammer's pricing hasn't been as bad as... Yeah, I don't think it's been that bad. I mean, I'm sure we'd all prefer it to stay down, but I say that, I spent the whole edition refusing to buy 2 more Vindicator tanks. Because I'm like, I was worried that they'd go to Legends. But in a way, the reason... Maybe that was just like me being stubborn. I assume that we'll find out, hopefully, before too long for, you know, in the new edition, what's Legends, and then we can make final decisions on what needs to be bought and what needs to go on eBay, I guess. I refuse to buy them for the same reason. I'm glad to see it wasn't just me. Thought I was being a bit difficult. I just got burned really badly at the end of the last edition, right? New codex will probably be in September. Do you think it's going to be that long? They said that the first 2 codexes are going to be Space Marines and Orcs. I don't think we're going to have to wait 3 months for them. I think the first codexes will be out in July. I was going to say, I might be wrong, fight me. I think they'll be July. I mean, maybe it'll be the end of July, but I still think it'll be July. He's coming along. He is indeed coming along. Alternus, thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for the super chats, dude. And the membership and everything tonight. I super appreciate it, dude. My team wants me to get on Roll Trader. Have a nice evening. Thanks for hanging out. In the 10th edition box, we got it in June, and the Space Marine Codex was the 7th of October. Was it as long as that? Really? I would not have guessed that, man. And Space Marines was the first Codex, so what we were playing with indexes for like 3 months. I mean, I believe you, I just don't remember it. Fucking hell. We were in the weird period where attack bikes and scout snipers were good. I mean, I remember attack bikes being really good because you could revive them, right? Was it the Sanguinary Priest who could revive the bikes? So it was like you had the bikes with the Meltas, you had a jump pack Sanguinary Priest. The priest could jump over to them and revive a bike. That was one of my favourite lists, actually. I built a list that I played on the channel like 20 times, and I won every single game with it. And then I intended to take it to a tournament because I was like, man, I've built such a cool list. I'm going to take this to the tournament. I've played it like 20 times. I've won every single game with it. And then by the time I was ready to take it to the tournament, they'd put the points up on it, or they'd release the codex or something. And I was like, so frustrating. It was probably the best list I'd ever built, or at least in terms of like me winning games. It was the best list I'd ever built for like win rate, if that makes sense. I feel like there was something else that was super good back then. I'm struggling to remember what it was, though. It was probably just some weird niche pick that not many people were taking. I don't think I'm going to get to a point where I'm happy with this guy and ready to edge highlight this session, because we're 2 hours in. And I've still got work to do, damn it. I really want to see new Death Company and Blood Angels Terminators this edition. I think people can count out the refreshed Sangre Guard. Yeah, there will be no refreshed Sangre Guard. That's happened already. I mean, in a way, the Death Company refresh has happened already. I just don't know if Games Workshop feel they botched it, because pretty much since it came out, there's been no Death Company box on sale, which is the weirdest thing ever. And I mean, they must have, like, historically thought that they botched some other stuff up, right? Because Calgar is like it's pretty crazy how we've had this like second iteration of Calgar, you know? So yeah, I'm confused what's really happened with the Death Company. And the Death Company Dreadnought, like, so many people were upset. I mean, in a way, so many people were upset about the Sangre Guard too. I kind of wonder if we might get, like, I think the thing that I'd wanted to see was a better upgrade sprue, because I think our upgrade sprue sucks. I just think it's weird that we have one unique unit. Things are a bit weird right now, yeah. I mean, the fact that there's no Death Company captain for sale. You know, like, a bunch of the models in our codex don't even really have official kits either, which is really strange. I feel like that's got to be a real barrier to entry to people coming into the hobby as well. So yeah, things can't go much worse for Blood Angels in 11th edition. Would that be fair to say? At least in terms of getting new models and having a good codex. I feel like yeah, I feel like, yeah, things can't really go worse. Maybe we get a refresh of ultramarine size proportions, you know? That would be something, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think so, Harry. Yeah, I was gonna game, because I was probably gonna play Colin on Wednesday. He's got a double defiler list he wants to play. I thought you already asked that, Harry. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Maybe it was another Harry. I mean, I don't mind fighting against tough detachments. In some ways, I think it's good to fight against the tough detachments, because if you just fight against easy detachments, then how do you get better, you know? Like, you almost want to have those tough games. So I don't mind playing tough games. Okay, I'm getting tired. It is 20 to 11. Okay, yeah, I think I gotta go to bed here in a few minutes. We're making progress. Like, the wires around his head. Yeah, I mean, the wires around his head and this thing he's standing on, and a little bit of the Lord of Change, and then I think we're probably ready for edge highlighting. Slow going, but it's going. Packbound breaks defilers, crits on 5 sustained, rerolls to hit and wound with 4 las cannons. It's a bit wacky. Oh, cool. That'll be why Colin's wanting to play then. He's wanting to use some bonkers defiler list. God, it seems like everybody has got these, or every faction has these stupidly broken lists that we've got to play up against, doesn't it? They have lethals on 5s as well. Oh, fun. Man! Do you remember when they said this edition was going to be less lethal and more balanced? What a joke. Oh, and they're a lone operative as well. Cool. My favourite. Oh well, join me on Wednesday night to see me bitch and moan more about 10th edition rule set, hopefully for the last time. And then we'll get some better balance for the new edition, you think? Or it'll just be more of the same shit? Who knows, huh? Well, let's hope that our 11th edition codex comes out a little bit later in the edition, when obviously the rule writers have just decided that everybody gets lethals and sustained, and you name it, they get it, right? Yeah, so I think that's pretty much me, guys. I think we're going to do an army list show tomorrow night as normal. So we'll be back at like, what, 7? No, not 7, sorry. It's usually 8:15 I usually do the army list show. So if you're interested in looking at some community submitted army lists, then that'll be 8:15 tomorrow. Maybe, I was going to say maybe it's the last show for 10th edition, I don't know. I mean, maybe, yeah, maybe tomorrow is the last show for 10th edition, and then I'll just paint on a Sunday night for a few weeks. I don't know, I haven't decided. I mean, I feel like army lists are less important at the moment, because it's the end of the edition, but we'll be here tomorrow night, 8:15. So hopefully some of you will tune in then. BA need a Primarch class character. I really wish they'd done the Sanguiner. I was kind of hoping that they would have done the Sanguiner as that as well, man. You know, it feels like everybody's getting their, like, greater demons back. We got Angron, we got Magnus. You know, other armies all have, like, some sort of big, nasty character. I think they should have made the Sanguiner, like, they should have, you know, make them 300 points, but make them really, really strong. None of this toughness 4 nonsense. Toughness 8, 16, 15 wounds. Badass melee profile. I'm just logging off, Marius. Nice to see you though. We'll be back tomorrow night for the army show, I was just saying. Yeah, I would have loved that. I feel like Blood Angels still need a big, strong character. I mean, maybe they could have made it the Librarian Dreadnought. I hope the Ball Predator survives Legendsing. I'll survive at least for a hot minute until we get our new codex, I guess. Beyond that, who knows? I've been playing the Subnautica game. I've not heard of it. Is it good? I played a little bit of that new Battlestar Galactica game. It seems cool. I like Battlestar. It's been ages since I watched that on television. Alright. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you for hanging out, keeping me company while I make the Dreadnought. I feel like we need at least one more session on them. Well, probably at least 2. But we're getting there. We are getting there. Have a good night, my friends. Take care. See you tomorrow evening. Bye-bye.